Yeah, I'm happy to kick off. Brett, to start with, coming to the end of the 3-day camp, what have you liked about sort of what you've seen so far and what have you looked to get out of it?
Yeah, new group come together, so we've tried to implement some new systems both in defence and attack. So, the players' dedication and commitment to what we've asked of them has been outstanding. So it's been a great 3 days. It's gone very quickly, but we've really enjoyed it and got some good things done.
Just on that defensive aspect of it, if you have to sort of sum up what you're trying to bring to this team, what's the kind of key aspects you want to bring in defence-wise?
Look, it's very important that we implement the philosophies around our defensive system. Look, the players can tackle, there's no doubt about that, but it's about making sure we get that connection and understand what each other is doing at certain times during the game. So, we've implemented a day of that. It's going to take a long time to get to where we want to get to, but the combinations have started and, we've progressed from day one to day two. Pretty pleased. So, looking forward to seeing how that evolves.
Yes, we've got in this sort of Super Rugby season where scoring's never been higher. How do you kind of rate some of the defensive capabilities of those super teams, and what's the kind of biggest gap between kind of are you trying to kind of work on and fill at this point heading into that July?
Yeah, look, I think the rules of Super Rugby have made it so that there's more points being scored. I think the rules are good for the game, and it's allowing a bit more attacking prowess to come into the game. International game is different, so we will make sure that we're trained, ready to play the international game. And the important thing this week is that we've had a number of players come from different clubs in the super franchises, and their connection has been good so far, and we're hopeful that will continue to improve as we move forward.
Brett, good to see you again. The defensive structure, is that something that you and Eddie have been working together to come to where you want to get to? Because I dare say, given that you haven't spent that much time together, probably it's more Eddie and are you kind of bringing in what Eddie kind of wants around that, or have you designed it yourself as well?
Yeah, look, there's been elements that I've designed. Well, I wanted to implement certain parts, and we've had conversations around that. Ultimately, Eddie is the coach, so everything goes through him, which is understandable and all good. But there are certain elements that, through my history of where I've come from, I feel that I can help improve the Wallabies' defence, and I'm looking forward to that challenge.
What about the 3 days? What surprised you about getting your hands on them? Because I know you've gone around all the franchises, but is this the first time you've done the coaching with the rugby crew?
It is, yes. Nothing surprised me because I knew they'd be some elite talent, which is why they're here. Their willingness to adapt to what we've asked of them has been outstanding. So, from a coaching perspective, I don't think we could have asked for much more.
And I know that you've obviously you were brought in under Eddie previously, in England, but now here as well. What's it now like? Yeah, it's kind of ramping up the pressure, I imagine. Is it what you expected, or has there been a couple of things that have surprised you along the way with working with him?
Yeah, no, it's been what I expected. I've only had a short stint working with him over in England, but there is no pressure at the moment. It's our job to make sure we give the information to the players and make sure it's clear and concise, and that they engage in what we're trying to implement. And as I said, in the last 48 hours, it's been very, very good with what the players have delivered.
A few people have had a bit of a chuckle about the cattle prod. What else has Eddie been bringing about, and is he a bit of a different kettle of fish that you've experienced under a long time as a player and now as a coach as well?
Oh, look, he's an elite coach. The level of detail that Eddie has in his coaching repertoire is beyond anything that I've seen. So, the players will be very well prepared for the internationals.
Brett, you're one of a few former rugby league players that Eddie has recruited as a defence coach, Anthony Seabold, Jason Riles, being a couple of others. What is it that you think Eddie likes about having someone from the rugby league game come in and be a defensive coach in rugby?
Yeah, no, I think rugby league there is traditionally more of an investment around the ruck control and trying to slow that ball being played, in rugby league, obviously. There are elements that are definitely transferable from rugby league to rugby union. not everything, but we're taking the elements that I've learned over a number of years in rugby league and trying to adapt them to our style of play. And as I said, that will keep evolving over time. And the most important thing is that the players buy into what we're asking of them. And I've been really, really happy with their buy-in this week.
Is there something around the technique side and the way that rugby league players tackle one-on-one, the physical side of things that is applicable, or is it more system sort of based?
Both, I would say. I would say the way that in rugby league you lock onto the ball, and that's a priority. So there's elements and techniques that you can use for that, and it's also system-based. The best defences in any sport are the ones that are most connected and willing to work hard for each other. And you can have the best system in the world, but if you're not willing to work hard and go beyond your usual means into it, then you're going to struggle. So as I said, it's been a great couple of days and one which we're definitely going to benefit from.
With Brian Lonergan and Josh Fluke spoke the other day about them individually having had communication with you over the past few weeks. I imagine they're not alone in that, whereas we've heard from most people that they haven't had, or players, most haven't had any communication with Eddie really. Is that you going and talking to those guys individually, is that something you've taken upon yourself, or is that something sort of Eddie is wanting from his assistant coaches more and he's directing you?
Eddie and I are always in contact and having conversations about what we're looking to do and implement. I think it's important that the players got to know me a little bit, as well as myself getting to know the players before we came into camp, so that there was some sort of relationship for it. And there was my I guess, want to get out to the clubs and get out and see the players and show them that we care and we're looking at them and how they can continue to improve even at club land. We respect that they're franchise players at the moment, and we don't want to, put any gap between that. But it's been good to get out there and actually introduce myself to the players.
Brett, what's a couple of your non-negotiables as a defence coach?
Effort, and making sure that you're doing, you might do a first, you might do a tackle, but then it's making sure that you're looking at what's next rather than just being happy with what you've done. So I think, we want to see plenty of effort and intent from the players.
And we've seen a lot of the Wallabies players wearing like casual kit, t-shirts and the rest. Can you just explain why that is?
Probably a question for someone else rather than me there, mate, yeah.
Okay. And what about, I know he's not going to be around for a little while, but you would have been, I imagine, as a former rugby league player, Origin player, pretty excited to see someone like Joseph Sully sign with rugby as a fullback. What do you, I dare say you think he'll go pretty well?
Yeah, look, he's a very talented individual, but, as Eddie said, he's not here for another 18 months, so... we've got a big focus on the play group that we have, and it's an exciting playing group as well. We've got some outstanding outside backs, and I've got no doubt that they will be very well equipped. Come the start of the rugby championship.
Last couple online. If there's anything else, guys.
I was going to say one thing, mate. You talk about that start of the rugby championship, and it's just over 2 months away. Like, it's rapidly approaching. Have you seen enough of these in the last couple of days, and I guess maybe the 1 or 2 week camp before, and you can implement the style of rugby and defence that you want this team to be playing going forward? We have the squad of players that could perform very well in international rugby, and it's such an exciting time for us. We will give the players everything that we can to make sure that they're ready to go in that first game in Pretoria. What an amazing opportunity that we've got ahead of ourselves. So it's really exciting, and we'll be ready to go that first game.
Brett, have you had to rip up the defensive plan? Is it a move away from the past couple?
No. It's getting what has traditionally worked in the past for a number of rugby teams. It's simplifying it so that there is a clear message and one which everyone knows very well. And then, with defence, any defensive system, there have to be decisions made at given times, and it's never black and white. So we've provided a platform for the players to understand, and then it's about the quality of the decision making that happens, in moments of pressure. So again, I'll reiterate that what we've done in the last 24 hours defensively hasn't been a lot, but it's been it's been entrenched so far, so that when we come back into camp next time, we'll have a good platform to go get.